Hey guys, welcome back to No Catchy Name. It's me, Ella. Today I want to come on here and recap my market. So I just had a 2-day market. It was my very first 2-day market. It was on Friday from 5 to 9, and then yesterday, Saturday, from 4 to 9. So it was an evening market, which was really nice. I liked not having to get up early and, deal with waking the kids up early and driving all over the place early in the morning and being somewhere all day. It was nice to go in the evening. But yeah, so anyways, I want to recap the market, so let's get into it. So first I will say that I did pay the booth fee for this back in October, so I didn't have to make the fee back out of this market. I made that back in October out of my other streams of income. So the only money I needed to make this market was just, money. I didn't need to make back anything. All the money I spent on yarn and fiberfill and all that was made back on the months that I bought that. So anyways, just get out of there. But the booth fee was $75, so that makes it like $37-ish a day, which wasn't bad. And yeah, I was a little nervous because I've never done a market on Friday, and I've never done a 2-day market. So we went the Friday. Let's see, it started at 5 p.m. that day. We got there around 3 because we had to set up our tables and everything. And we were in a livestock barn, which I was a little nervous about because it was dirt floor and it was outside and it's December. And it was very cold, but we stayed pretty warm because we were bundled up and we had hot hands. And I had a blanket the first day. The second day I forgot my blanket. But all in all, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't crazy cold. People from last year told us that they did it in 17-degree weather and that there were still a lot of shoppers. So I would have been a lot more annoyed if it was that cold. But it was in like the first night it got down to like 35. The second night it did get colder. It was like 32 when we were leaving, and it just felt so much colder. But we survived. It's okay. My throat is a little sore today, and I think it's just from being in that barn with the dust and hay and animal stuff, fur and stuff. So I think I'll feel better in a few days. I don't know. We'll see. Also, I feel like my sinuses are like dried out, I guess, from the dirt. But anyways, besides the point, we set up the first day, and then we kind of hung out just a little while talking. I did like a loop around. I did put some clips in my video yesterday, but I'll put them in this too if you didn't watch that. Such a pretty fairground. It's Warren County, Tennessee Fairground, and they have this cute little, ever since I was a kid I always remember this area and I loved it. It looks like a little western town. It's called the Village, and during the fair they have like little stores in there, and they also have like displays, like old-timey house setups. They have one that I always thought was cool as a kid, and it's like an old-timey funeral parlor, and it's got like embalming tools and stuff in it from the old days. And they play this creepy music, and I used to be scared of it as a kid, and they still do all that. They have old schoolhouse and stuff like that. They had it just decked out with Christmas lights and poinsettias, and it was so pretty. They had a stage set up, and the Santa was there, the Grinch was there, Elsa and Anna was there. They played music. They had food trucks. They had some of the little stores up there open, from what I saw, and then they had the livestock barn full of vendors. And the vendors, there were probably like 30 maybe vendors in the livestock barn. And it was all kinds of stuff, as it usually is at markets. There were 2 other crochet booths. One was 2 booths down from me, and I've been at a market with her before. I actually bought something from her. I'll show it to you in a minute. She made, all her stuff was worsted away. She had some amigurumis and Christmas ornaments things, but she had mostly like baby booties and things like that, like not plushies. She was also there with maybe her sister. I didn't ask. They had other crafty things too, really cute stuff, and sewn things, and just all kinds of stuff. We talked to her for a while, and then way down there, the other end of the barn, was another plushie vendor. I never did talk to her. I'm kind of awkward in real life. I'm kind of bubbly on here, but like in real life, I'm awkward. If you ever met me in person, you know that. She had plushies too, but hers were completely different than mine. Mine are kind of like all over the place, as you've seen. Hers were all like aesthetic. They were all pastel colors. And she had groups of things. She had like a whole little group of axolotls, whole little group of octopuses, whole little group of bees, like that. I've seen people on YouTube like that. It's super aesthetic and it looks really pretty. Mine's just kind of all over the place because I just make random things, But, and I know she did pretty well too because I've seen her plushies walking by, and I've seen the other lady's stuff walking by. And that other lady, the one in the middle, the one that I talked to, she had Grinch Christmas tree ornaments and Max's. I bought a Max because I already have a Grinch on my tree that I made. and she sold out of them the first day. And I saw the maxes that morning before the market started, and I was like, I told myself I want to come back and get one of those. And by the time Devin went down there to get one, she was sold out of them. But she made me one Friday night or Saturday morning, and brought it, and I bought it then. And she only charged $5 for it. But it's a little Max. He is so cute. So I'm going to put him by my Grinch that I made. But he's so sweet. And people walk around asking about these. They had seen other people with them, I guess. And because one lady came to my booth seeing if I was the one that made them. And I told her, I was like, it's the lady 2 booths down. But she sold out because she was just making them and selling them. When I went and got this one, with Devin went and got it, she was actively making more of them that morning. It was Saturday morning before the market started. Or, not morning, but before the market started. She was sitting there making them because people were wanting to come back and get them. They're so cute. But I'm glad that was for, that she was doing that good. But I couldn't not buy him. He's so cute. He's going to be so cute on my tree. And I don't know if I'll be able to put him up. I have some Christmas and Halloween things I keep all year round that people have made and given me. And they're just too cute to put away. I have a shelf in my living room just dedicated to stuff that people have sent me. And even though I bought this, he might have to live on that shelf because he's so cute. Anyways, okay, I'm blabbing. So the first day started at 5 p.m. and ran to 9 p.m. And the first day, the woman who I bought this from said that last year, Friday was the busiest and Saturday was a little bit more dead. So when I experienced Friday, I was really bummed out because I was like, oh man, we're going to come Saturday and nothing's going to happen. But it ended up being good. So on Friday, I did make some sales. I sold 16 things. And it was a total, on Friday, I made a total of $207 for 4 hours. So that's like $50-ish an hour. I was still excited about that. But I was a little bummed out because I was hoping it would do better, as we all do. But so between 5 and 6 on Friday, I sold a little baby Yoda. I will try to pop up pictures, but sometimes I don't have pictures. But I will try to pop them up. And if you're interested in any of the pattern links, let me know in a comment. Or you can email me. And I will let you know where I got them from. And if they're from Instagram and you don't have Instagram, I will gladly take screenshots for you and send them to you via email. You just have to contact me via email so that I can do that. Anyways, okay. So Baby Yoda, $8, first sale. And what's cool about this market is almost everybody used cash. I only did like 12, I think, card transactions the whole weekend. So that was nice. And then I sold 3 of the little mice. It's an Instagram pattern to some teenagers. So they were $6 each, so it was 18 cash. And then I sold a possum. Those possums are always so popular, for $12 cash. I'm pretty sure all 3 of those are Instagram patterns. And then between 6 and 7, I sold a Demogorgon. I just made 3 of them this past week for this market because I know Stranger Things, the new season just got released, part of it. And so I knew people were going to be like interested in it again. So I sold Demogorgon for $20 cash. And then I sold my last chicken that was the Stacy Makes pattern for 18 cash. I got to make more of those. Then I sold another Demogorgon for $20 cash. Then I sold a tofu turtle for $10 cash. That's a Etsy pattern. Then I sold a howling cow. I had made 2 of the howling cows a while ago, and people look at them and put them back, and look at them and put them back. And then this person, it was a man, he grabbed it, he like walked up, grabbed it, and paid me. It was $22 cash. I charged $22 for those because their hair and stuff is a little bit more than the regular white and black cows. They're $20, and then the howling cows are $22 because it's just a little bit more work. Then I sold a rat. I only had 1 gray rat. I had 4 dark brown rats, and the gray one sold. So I gotta make more gray ones. People love the gray ones. For $15, that was a card transaction. Then I sold a Cthulhu, which are always popular. It was 18 cash, and then that was between 6 and 7. So between 7 and 8, I sold another mouse for $6 cash. And I sold a pickle for $8 cash. And then I sold a chicken with a frog hat for $12 cash. And then between 8 and 9, the last thing that I sold was a Grinch for $20 on a card. And it was the medium-sized Grinch. I have some little ones, the medium-sized one, and I had some jumbo ones. So that first day, all that came up to $207. And I think the fees that first day, I have my notes somewhere. I don't know where they're at. Was $1.21 because I think there was only 2 card transactions that day. So it was $207 minus $1.21. $172 was cash and $35 was card. So that was nice. So 16 items Friday, and then Saturday I was nervous because of what that lady said. She had been there. This was her, I think she said her 3rd year doing it. Maybe her 2nd year. I don't know. But, so I was thinking maybe she was right. And also, the morning of Saturday, there was the county's parade. So I was afraid that was going to affect it. But it was earlier than the market, so that ended up being a good thing. Because people was out, you know, about with their families. And Santa being there, taking pictures, was a real bonus. Because a lot of families were really dressed up nice to come take pictures. And then they shopped, you know. So Saturday was 4 to 9, so it was 5 hours. And Saturday's total, I was so excited, was $835. So that was amazing. $660 was cash, $175 was card, and the fees that day were $605. So for the total, the weekend, I made $1,042 for 9 hours of marketing, which comes out to about $115 an hour. I sold 84 items altogether. The fees were $726, and it was $832 cash and $210 card. So that was the whole weekend. So now I'm going to go into the Saturday things that sold. It's going to take a minute because 60 something items sold on Saturday, and it was immediately busy. People started shopping like they weren't even supposed to be there before 4, but people were already trickling in at 3 something. And then by 4, it was just packed. And up at the little village, which if you watch the clips at the end, you'll see what I'm talking about, the little village. It was just like person. You know, you had to like squeeze through people to get down the street. But, okay, so between 4 and 5, I sold a little chicken. It's a YouTube tutorial by Katie the Celestial Homebody for $5. And then I sold another Demogorgon, so that was the 3rd Demogorgon. And when I came home Friday night, I made another Demogorgon. So I ended up with 4 altogether. And I sold 2 the first night, I sold 2 the next night. So then I sold a little candy cane, the little thing that goes over a candy cane, like just a little crochet, it looks like a bookmark kind of, for $3. A snake for $15. Another chicken for $5, the little one. Then I sold one of the medium-sized Grinches for $15. A little jumping spider for $8. Another little Grinch for $15. A Brontosaurus. This was one big transaction. So it was a Brontosaurus for $18. The big T-Rex for, I think it was $20. A little T-Rex, I think they're like $8. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. The big leggy frog that I made recently, they're $12. A penguin, I think it was $12. All those things together came out to $70 cash. And then I sold 2 dragons and a turtle together for $48. The dragons are $18 each, and the turtle was $12. It was my big sea turtle pattern that I make, but I made it smaller. It was that one, so it was $12. So it was $18, $18, $12. Altogether, it was $48. So that was all between 4 and 5. So I was already, the first hour of the second day, I sold 16 items. The first day, in 4 hours, I sold 16 items. So Saturday was already much busier than Friday, which I was super excited about. And then between 5 and 6, I sold a little turtle that I made, the little version of my turtle, for $10. I sold a skeleton for $12. And the reason I sold him is because a little kid was playing with him and he dropped it in the dirt and it was white, you know. So the parents bought it because it was dirty. Actually, I'm going to insert this. That happened 6 times. 6 kids dropped things. 4 of the parents bought the things they dropped. 2 didn't. One of them, they cleaned it off really good. You couldn't even tell it dropped. One of them was still dirty. He apologized and it was okay because it's not that big of a deal. But then later another kid came and bought that, even though it was dirty. So it all worked out. Where was I? Wisconsin. Okay. And then I sold a Malamako chicken pattern that I made for $15. Another Grinch for $15. I had 6 of those, by the way. Another Cthulhu for $18. Another dragon for $18. Another jumping spider for $8. I sold a jellyfish that I've had forever for $12. And a snake for $15. That was together. That was a card transaction. I sold a little piglet that I've had for, not piglet. That's the little guy with P-Bear. Right? Is it piglet? The baby pig, whatever they're called. For $10. Had it forever. Another dragon for $18. And then another dragon for $18. And then I sold a granny square bucket hat that I made for $20 to a little girl. It was cute. Another jumping spider for $8. And then the last Demogorgon for 20 on a card. Then an axolotl for 12. Another snake for 15. A penguin for 12. I just wrote frog for 10. I don't remember what frog that is. It's just a frog for $10. An axolotl for 12. A mushroom boy for 12. A zombie. It's a bee. It looks like it's dead. For 12. A mothman for 18. The woman who bought the zombie and mothman were the same. You know, she bought both of those. And then I sold another mothman, the second one I had, to a little boy. And that was between 5 and 6. So between 6 and 7, I sold 2 of my lumps of coal, which I have a tutorial for here on YouTube, if you want to, for $3 each. And a spider for $8. And then I sold, this was a transaction altogether, 3 chickens with hats. 1 was strawberry, 2 were frogs, and an axolotl, the bigger one. So it was 3 times 12 and then 14. So altogether that was one transaction. Sold another snake for 15. Sold another chicken with a frog hat. Those always sell really well for me. For 12. Another dragon for 18. Another Grinch for 15. A loaf cat for 12. I think that was the only loaf cat I sold. The loaf cats haven't been doing that good for me, but I also have like boring colors. I need to make more like fun colors. Another of the $5 chickens. Another jumping spider for 8. The second Highland cow. So now I'm out of little cows for 22. Sold a little bee for 8. I sold my big jumbo Grinch. An older lady bought it for a Christmas gift for somebody. She was telling me back. I don't remember, you know, it's not important. The big jumbo one. I had it for 35 and I marked it down to 30 for this market, and she bought it. And the last little ghost on a swing for 12. The large booty frogs that I made recently with the Posh Pearl yarn for 12. And another, this is a jumbo spider for 18. A teenager bought that. And then, let's see here. That's 6, 7. So between 7 and 8, it died down a lot. But, you know, I was already excited because I already made a ton of money, so I was happy. So between 7 and 8, I sold a chicken on a nest for $8. A mouse for 15. That was another one that got dropped in the dirt. And the parents bought it because it was dirty. Another jumping spider for 8. A little leggy frog, little one, for $10. That was a card transaction. And the last thing I sold between 8 and 9, the last hour just dragged by because we were freezing to death. And it died down, you know. But I didn't want to leave until 9 because that's what I signed a contract saying I would do. Other people were already kind of packing up slowly, you know, the way they do at markets. The last thing that sold was a Christmas pickle for $8 on a card. So, yeah. So I made $1,000 and, what was it? Let me look again. $1,042 for 9 hours of marketing. So it was, like I said, roughly $115 an hour. I didn't have to make back any fees because I already paid my booth fee in October out of my October earnings. And, you know, I technically maybe had to make back some of the yarn. Did I buy any yarn in December? No, I didn't. The last time I bought yarn was in November. So that was paid for out of my November profits, you know. So, woo! So, altogether, like I said, I sold 84 items. My square fees were $7.26, but I only did 200 and something on the card. I don't think it's transferred yet. I think it was 202, maybe, altogether on the card. Because Saturday it was 170 something, and Friday it was 30 something. So it was just a little bit over 200 that I did. 832 was cash, and 210 was card. So, yeah, it was crazy. I was so excited that it was busy on Saturday. Because I was so worried that it was going to be slow, like that lady said. But some markets, you just never know. When you go to them, you never know how things are going to go. And like the first Friday, nobody was looking at the dragons, which are usually super popular, or the axolotls or anything like that. But then on Saturday, I sold a bunch of dragons. I don't even know. I think I sold 6 dragons. I have 4 left, and they're all like blue. So I got to make some more like fun colors. One older lady bought a dragon, and she was so excited about it. And her husband was making jokes about how it's a pet that doesn't have to use the potty and stuff. They were a really sweet older couple. And then another older couple bought the chicken, one of the little chickens. And they were from, I can't remember if she said Indiana or Illinois. I think she said Indiana. They moved here from there a few years ago, and they got chickens. And she said that she never thought that she would be a chicken person, but that she loves her chickens, and they all have names and stuff. and that's why she bought the little chicken. It was just so cute. I love the interactions that you have with people at markets. I talked to a few kids about crocheting. One of them was a teenage boy. I suck at ages, but he was probably like 14, 15, 16. And he was learning how to crochet, so he was asking me what method I use, you know, if I used the magic ring or something else. So I was talking to him about that, and he came back like 4 or 5 times just looking at stuff, and I think just getting ideas, you know. And I talked to that one other crochet booth lady. I talked to another lady that made jewelry and stuff. She came Saturday before the market and was looking at my stuff and talking. She actually invited me to a market that she's hosting, but it's right before Christmas. It's like 19, 20, 21. It's in the old mall here, or there. It's in McMinnville. And she's only charging $100 for the 3 days, so it's like $33.33 a day. But I don't know if I want to do one that close to Christmas, you know. But yeah, so just, it's always fun to like chat with everybody. Oh, I'm also going to be on TV. I forgot that part. I didn't do the interview because I was too nervous, and I was freezing, and my face was red, and my nose was running. So, Belowman, Tennessee. Belowman Channel, Tennessee? I don't know if it's a Tennessee thing. Anyways, the Belowman Channel is going to be putting together a segment on the Christmas thing, and she came up and asked if she could film my booth for it. So she had a really nice camera, and she was just doing all kinds of different angles and things. I don't even know, she was zooming into stuff. And then she asked if I wanted to do an interview, and I was like, no, because I looked terrible, and it was as of like 8 o'clock at night. Been sitting there all day, you know, freezing. And there was a part where she was having us wave and smile at the camera and stuff, so I'm going to be on that. She said it's going to be on the Belowman Channel, whatever that is, and something else, but I couldn't hear her because there was a lot of stuff going on. But I'm excited about that. I'm going to try to find it, but I don't have Belowman, and I don't know anybody who does, so I don't know if the Belowman Channel is like an exclusive, you know, you have to have that cable to see it. But she said they're going to be like editing it all together to make it like a little segment, so that's going to be cool. So if you have Belowman, you might see me on there, but probably not because I think it's local. But I'm going to try to find it. If I can find it like on Facebook or YouTube or something, I'll try to find that clip so I can at least show it to you guys. But anyways, that was cool. I was super excited because we got a few more Christmas things we got to get for family members. We got to get our card tags. I hate our card tags always do in December. I wish we could move it to a different month because that's like the worst month ever to have to pay extra money out, you know. And then also I just needed extra money to have like a cushion, you know, because the holidays Devin misses work. He does get holiday pay, but only for certain days, you know, like he got it for Thanksgiving, and the day after Thanksgiving, maybe, I think so, he'll get it for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. But all the other days that he misses, he won't get it. And he's not been working at this place for long, that he's working at he's been working there since June or July, I think. So he doesn't have like vacation time yet. So I just needed to make extra money. But anyways, I'm excited. I came home today, I redid all my inventory, recounted it and all that. I haven't added it all up yet, but I wrote down to make sure that nothing got stolen, you know, I always do that. So I definitely have a lot less. We went with 6 of these bags, and we came home with 5. 2 of them are only partially full though, because I have one bag that is just non-plushy things, hats and things like that, and another bag that is holiday specific things. So it's got Halloween and Christmas stuff and Easter stuff in it. I always take that stuff because I've had some markets where I almost sold out of stuff, so I had to pull out the random holiday stuff. And I've learned that Christmas and Halloween things sell all year round, because there's always people who love those holidays, you know, and there's always spooky, like teenagers, you know, that want the cool things. The Mothman and Cthulhu's that I sell always go to the cool teenagers, you know, and the Demogorgons, like 3 of the 4 that I sold went to teenagers. So it's always good to have a selection of random things. But anyways, so I got my inventory pretty much organized. I have a list. I wrote down things that were selling out. I need to make more snakes because I only got 2. I need to make more chicken with a hat. I need to make more colorful dragons. And then over here, I need to make Brontos because I only got 1. Cthulhu and Mothman, as always. Demogorgons. Mice, because I'm completely out of the little mice. The bigger chickens, the Stacy makes patterns. I love her chicken pattern. And possums. Those are things I wrote down. Someone asked for a monkey. Didn't have any monkeys. Someone asked for an otter. Didn't have any otter. And someone asked for a raccoon. I didn't have any raccoons. So I need to maybe make some of those things to have on hand. But, yeah, so I have another week to my next market, my last market of the season, or the year is December 13th. It is also in Warren County, Tennessee, at the high school. If you're local and you want to check it out, come out. I will meet you, but I'm awkward as heck in real life, so forgive me if I'm weird. But it is for the, there's a bug in here, the Pioneerettes Dance Squad. They're raising money to go to finals next year, is what it is. So all the booth fees go to that, and plus I guess they're going to be doing stuff, you know, to raise more money. So I'm hoping that it's good. This is their first one, so when it's a first market, it's kind of hit or miss, because it all depends on if the person's good at promoting it, and if they're good at setting up booth, you know, arranging it, because sometimes when you go to a market the first time, there's like 4 or 5 of the same booths right beside each other. When I messaged her to ask if she was limited to the type of booths, she said that she wasn't. But that was when she was first getting booth people, vendors. But last night, I overheard the people beside us talking about that same market. It was a man, a woodworking man. He was asking if the lady beside us, which was like a boutique-y, set up clothes and stuff, if she was going to the high school next weekend. And she said no, that she tried to, but that they didn't want her to come because they already had too many boutiques. So I guess she decided to start limiting it, maybe after she got a bunch of the same people. So I don't know. There may be a bunch of crocheters there. I may go and not make anything, but it's okay. I think I paid $45 for this market coming up. I have to look in my... That's not it. That's the wood. I have to look in my receipts. Let's see here. I paid that on Venmo. Let me go check that. It's either 75 or 45. Or 40. I don't know. I have to go look. Let's see here later. How do I see my... Oh, it's 40 right here. So $40. That's pretty easy to make back. It's a 9-hour market too. It's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm pretty sure I can make at least $40 plus gas money back. So if it's a bust, that's okay. And at least my booth fee goes to a good cause, which is helping teenagers go and do championship things, whatever. So anyways, stay tuned for that market recap. That'll be next Sunday, which is the 14th, I think, of December. This coming Friday, I'm going to be going back to the storefront that I have a shelf at called Handmade. It's in Tullahoma, Tennessee, if you want to check it out. It's like a boutique full of different shelves of different crafts. I have a shelf in there. Actually, while I was at this market, I got a message from the lady who was working that day, and I sold 2 things that day. I sold a jumbo possum and a jumbo alien that I made, so that was exciting. I was excited about that. Is that everything I wanted to talk about? I think so. This is a really long video. I'm going to have to edit out a few bits, but that's okay. So anyways, if you have any questions, comments about any of the patterns, let me know, and I'll try to help you if I can. And hopefully I put up pictures of the things that sold. If not, I will. But yeah, so anyways, me and Max are going to go and clean up the house because we've been gone pretty much for 2 days and things just get messed up when we're coming and going. So I will see you guys in another yarn mess video later today, and more videos this week, and another market video next week. So stay tuned after this if you want to and see clips of the market, and I'll see you guys in a video. Bye guys.